Welcome to The Silent Verdict.
With Clara Monroe and Elias Gray.
Okay, so picture this. Your phone rings. You see it's an unknown number, but hey, you decide to answer it anyway. And then the voice on the other end says something that just stops you in your tracks. And no, this isn't some line from a thriller movie. For more and more people, this is the real deal opening line to a seriously sophisticated and honestly terrifying new phone scam. It's built to prey on two things: your good citizenship and your natural fear of breaking the law.
And that's really the heart of it, you know? This isn't just a simple trick, it's a psychological trap, plain and simple. It's specifically engineered to target your instinct to be a good citizen. And it banks on the fact that most of us, well, we don't know the nitty-gritty of how the court system really operates.
All right, so let's get right into it. The new jury duty scam. What we're dealing with here is a scam that's not only spreading like wildfire, but it's also constantly changing. You've got criminals pretending to be court officials, US Marshals, even FBI agents, all to make you believe you are in a world of legal hurt.
So here's the hook. They tell you you've missed jury duty, which is crazy because you never even got a summons, right? And then they hit you with the ultimatum: pay a fine right now over the phone or we're sending someone to arrest you. The whole thing is built on this insane sense of urgency. It's a classic high-pressure tactic meant to make you panic so you don't have a second to actually think.
Okay, so how do we fight back? Well, first, we've got to understand their playbook. And believe me, these scammers have a script, and it is shockingly good because they've figured out exactly how to make their threats feel 100% real. It usually happens in 3 steps. First, you get that out-of-the-blue call with the threat of a warrant. But here's where it gets clever. They add a layer of what seems like proof. They can spoof the caller ID, which is a tech trick to make it look like the call is coming from a real courthouse number. They might even text or email you a totally fake but super official-looking arrest warrant document. And once they've got you scared, bam, that's when they demand you pay up right away, usually with something untraceable like a wire transfer. Okay, this next part is maybe the most crucial thing to remember. Let's look at the scam versus reality. The scammer says, pay a fine over the phone right now or you're going to jail. The reality? If you actually did miss jury duty, the court system sends you a letter in the mail, a physical letter. It summons you to something called a show cause hearing, where you go to court in person and explain what happened to a real judge. Let me be super clear. No legitimate court official will ever, and I mean ever, call you and demand money to avoid being arrested. That is just not how our justice system works, period. All right, so you might be thinking, got it, I see the scam, I know what to watch out for, but hold on. This is where the whole thing takes a really weird, kind of disturbing twist. The rabbit hole goes way deeper than you think. So if this happens to you, what's the first thing you do? You report it, right? You want to tell the authorities. And the FBI is the main agency that handles this kind of cybercrime. So, where do you think they tell you to report it? Well, the FBI points everyone to its Internet Crime Complete Center, also known as the IC3. That's the official place to go. It's a hub for them to collect all the data, track these criminals, and get warnings out to the public. Sounds simple enough, right? Yeah, not so much. This is the part that is just wild. Scammers are now impersonating the IC3 itself. I'm not kidding. The very people you're supposed to report the scam to are being impersonated by other scammers. Think about how twisted that is. Criminals are pretending to be the organization that exists to catch them. It's literally a scam within a scam. So let's be absolutely crystal clear on this. The real IC3, the one run by the FBI, is basically a data collection center. They gather information. They will never contact you directly and ask for money. They will never tell you they're working with some law firm to get your lost money back if you pay them a fee. So if anyone ever calls you, emails you, whatever, claiming to be from the IC3 and asking for cash, it is 100% a scam. No question. Okay, so after hearing all of that, it's pretty easy to feel a little overwhelmed, maybe even helpless. But you're not. You're absolutely not. This is where knowledge is your best weapon. And there are simple, concrete things you can do to protect yourself and the people you care about. Here's your defense plan. It's simple, but it's powerful. First, just be suspicious of any unsolicited call.
Rule number 1, never give out personal information or money over the phone to someone you don't know. Second, trust your gut. If it feels wrong, if they're pressuring you or making you panic, just hang up. Seriously, just hang up the phone. And third, and this is the big one, verify everything independently. If they say they're from the courthouse, great. Hang up, go to the official court website, find the number yourself, and call that number directly. Never ever use a phone number the person on the phone gives you.
Now, I get it. Most of you listening to this right now are probably pretty savvy. You probably hear this and think, yeah, I'd spot that. About caller ID spoofing, the government just doesn't work that way.
But that's exactly the point. As one expert put it, you're the choir. The real mission here isn't just for you to know this. It's for you to go home and talk to the family members of the choir. Talk to your parents, your grandparents, your friends, the people who might not be so up to date on how sneaky these scams have gotten. Please pass this information on. It can make all the difference. And this really leaves us with one last important question to think about. This scam is about jury duty. But what's the next one going to be? See, these criminals are always adapting. A few years ago, it was the IRS scam. Today, it's jury duty. Tomorrow, it'll be something else. The specific story might change, but the playbook, that's going to stay the same. Create fear, create urgency. So the best defense isn't just knowing the details of this one particular scam. It's about staying vigilant always.